you so much, Congressman Foster. I am so pleased to be here at Lion Electric today to talk about how the bipartisan infrastructure law is making an impact here at home by combating climate change and supporting American manufacturing and good-paying jobs. This historic job creation legislation is establishing a foundation for long-term economic growth as our recovery from the pandemic accelerates. It invests in modernizing America's highways, roads, bridges, transit, rail, and water and broadband infrastructure. And it delivers historic investments in climate resilience, environmental justice, and clean energy infrastructure, including critical investments in decarbonizing of our nation's school bus fleet. The $5 billion investment in electric and reduced carbon buses will replace diesel school buses around the country with electric school buses like those made right here at Lion Electric. Replacing diesel school buses with electric buses will have a life-changing impact on the young people that interact with them every day by reducing the pollution in the air and by reducing the increased asthma and health risks associated with pollution. Not only does this investment from the bipartisan infrastructure law make the air healthier for our children to breathe and reduces carbon impact, but these investments also support good-paying jobs right here in Joliet. Lion Electric is the leader in school bus electrification with more all-electric buses on the road than any other manufacturer. And with the demand for electric school buses skyrocketing, they expect to create over 1,400 clean manufacturing jobs over the next 4 years. And we know that good-paying jobs have a ripple effect on small businesses across our community, supporting local grocery stores, diners, and main streets in their wake. It's investments like these from the bipartisan infrastructure law that are propelling our country forward and recovering in the wake of a devastating global pandemic to create one of the strongest economic recoveries ever. And this is only the beginning. Thank you so much, and now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Congressman Sean Casten.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here today. This is such a cool opportunity and such a great thing you've done here. What we are seeing here is a microcosm for a much larger truth. And the larger truth is that clean energy is cheap energy. Anytime, and that sounds controversial, so I got to explain. Anytime you can meet your mobility needs, your heating needs, your electric needs without burning fossil fuel, is a time that you can meet your mobility needs, your heating needs, your electric needs without paying for fossil fuel. It's really pretty awesome. And that's the reason why we've seen this huge explosion in investment. It's why you see all the wind turbines down in Illinois, all the solar farms. It's because people are acting out of their own economic self-interest to do something that is good for the environment. It's why Lion Electric has already sold almost 600 buses to school districts around the country who are sitting there saying, yes, I want to make a difference on the planet, but I also would like to not have to pay for gasoline. And what you've been manufacturing, I think, since 2016. So you've got the proof of the pudding, you know what that is. But to be clear, and I think if I've got it right, this is going to be the largest medium and heavy duty, am I saying this right? You got it right? Largest medium and heavy duty EV plant in the United States. They're going to build over 20,000 buses here, creating 1,400 jobs, as Congresswoman Underwood mentioned. That is just the beginning. Understand that this battery technology that Congressman Foster talked about at Argonne National Lab is exploding. Thanks to the work that Congressman Foster and I have done, we've got $1 billion into the development of further battery energy research. A lot of it's going to come to Argonne. If you all don't get the ripple effects of that, call us. We're doing something wrong. But this is the technology of the future that's creating the jobs of the future. You've got the IBEW, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, who does a fantastic job of training people for these jobs of the future. My first election, I had my victory party up at IBEW, the 701 Hall up in Warrenville, just to the north. 134 is just over here. They've got these amazing training facilities that are making sure we have the talent right here in Illinois so that as we build these clean energy jobs, this is where they're going to be and where we're going to do it well. Governor Pritzker's REV Act that was mentioned before, and the CEJA, is making sure that everybody can afford to buy electric buses, electric vehicles, electric cars, the infrastructure, the tax credits to make sure that the supply chains get you a discount to do it, to make sure that those jobs come here. And The Infrastructure and Jobs Act that we mentioned is going to provide $7.5 billion, billion with a B, for vehicle electrification. 150 million of that at least is going to come to Illinois to make sure that there's no community that has these buses but doesn't have the charging infrastructure. We are just getting started, folks. And the Build Back Better, which we haven't passed yet, but I led a letter with 89 of my colleagues 2 weeks ago to ask the White House to center the reconciliation investments on doing that. We'll provide further incentives both for the chargers. What we did in the infrastructure bill, make sure we get chargers on highways. We need to make sure it's in local communities as well, folks who don't have garages at home. That's all in there. So we're going to keep pushing to get all that done. But I just want to leave you with thanks and gratitude. Thank you for building here. Thank you for producing a bus that makes sure that when children get off the bus, they're not breathing diesel fumes that are leading to asthma and premature fatality on the back of that bus. Thank you for building a bus that doesn't emit carbon dioxide so that we can give our grandchildren and our grandchildren's grandchildren the chance to live in a world that's the kind of world that we grew up in. Thank you for making every community a little bit richer because they don't have to pay for fuel anymore. And thank you for your patriotism, because everybody who owns one of these buses does not wake up saying, what crazy thing has Vladimir Putin done today to spike the price of oil markets? This is how we make sure that we insulate our economy from petro-dictators everywhere. It's how we become energy independent. Thank you for doing it. Please don't stop. And with that, I will turn back to my friend,